had to laugh. You know that I had to laugh. The way you just treated me. Oh, you know I had to laugh.
Hello and welcome to Gas Tank. My name's Rika Uwaickman and my compatriot in crime over there, Mr. Tony Ashton. But this week on the programme, we've tried to take a few people out of the context you might normally see them. And a very good sort of drinking pal of ours, our musician pal, we've taken from a band called Status Quo. Mr. Rick Parfitt, song called Little Lady, and this is the Ashton Wakeman Status Quo.
road. Well, I saw my little lady walking down the crossing road. You know what I've been going through. By myself all alone. Ain't no fun on your own, no road. Now I'm like a rolling stone. Now I'm like a rolling. Now I'm like a rolling stone.
Only messing with you. Oh, good to see you. Yeah. It is kind of you to come along. I mean, you come along every week.
Well, yeah, it's a good show. It's a good atmosphere, and I didn't have anything to do, and I did come down to represent
All the lads.
people today.
Very seriously, I mean, you did the 2 numbers for us on your own. Did you start off on your own, or all the time were you part of a band?
No, I did. When I was 12 years old, well, in fact, when I was 10, I got given a guitar for Christmas, like, you know, a lot of young kids do, I suppose. And I just wanted to play the guitar, and I got this guitar when I was 10, tuned it up best I knew how. I didn't know how to tune it, but I tuned it into something which I could hear was sort of right. And I always remember the first song I ever played on the guitar was Mary's Boy Child. Do you remember that? Well, I was born in Bethlehem, it's not holy, but yeah. And it was at Christmas, so it was very apt.
Yeah, it was the first song that was written about me, actually,
Yeah, well, it made a few people weep.
That was the first thing you learned?
Yeah.
And
I went on from there, and at 12 years old, I was sort of playing around the clubs at weekends. My dad was driving me around these working men's clubs. And he used to earn a sort of a fiver over the weekend, you know, which in those days, I mean, it's a long while ago. And it was quite a lot of money, you know, and it was great. My dad used to take it all, mind you.
Yeah.
You know.
And then after the war, you formed Quo. Now, who actually formed Quo?
Alan and Francis met at Sedgehill School in Beckenham on the rugby field and formed it. And, well, cutting a very long story short, then John Colvin joined, and Roy Lyons. Then I joined in 1967.
How did you join?
Well, I, in fact, was with another group called... well, I won't tell you what they were called, because it's such a silly name.
Go on, tell us.
No, I won't, no.
We want to know what they were called, don't we?
Well, we were called the Jerks, actually. So, I left the Jerks and...
You stopped jerks, yeah, right, yes, go on.
Stopped jerking.
Yeah.
And in the time when I was with the Jerks, we... I met Quo. We were all doing a summer season. I was in the That's good. I'm ridiculous. I was in the Gaiety Theatre with the Jerks. And Quo, who were the Spectres then, were over the Rock Ballroom, right? So every night after finishing with the Jerks, I used to go over and
see the Spectres.
And see the Spectres. And we built up a great friendship. And soon after that season ended at Butlins in Minehead, I sort of kept in touch with Alan, the bass player, with Quo. We became quite good friends. And I finished with my band, and I was doing nothing. In fact, I became a baker. I was a baker for a while. And I had this baker's round, you know. I used to go around delivering baker, you know.
Really?
I was doing that for a while, yeah. Really enjoyed that.
When you joined the band, was it Quo then, or was it...
Originally, it came out of a shoe. It's absolutely true. Like these Italian shoes, beautiful Italian shoes called Quo Vadis. And our manager at the time was a plumber. Smashing bloke, though. And he saw Quo Vadis in a shoe and said, you should call yourself Quo Vadis, you know. So we shuffled it around a bit, and it eventually became Status Quo. Then came Matchstick Men, and away we went.
Most bands last about 10 years, at the best, and then sort of fold up or really change into and like diverse and digress into different things. Quo somehow, one of the only bands, along with, I would say, perhaps The Who, who managed just to ride all the storms, because you had a few storms in Quo, didn't you?
Well, you see, the thing about Quo, we've never given way to conformity. We've never, like, whatever trend is in, you know, we've never sort of tried to go towards that trend, like whether it be, you know, disco or punk music, whatever, you know. I've always seen Quo as this huge sort of steam train, and it just rips its way... Right?
Yeah. So it speeds at lunchtime, yeah?
Just rips its way right through the middle of all this somehow, you know, and there's no sort of dictation in the band either. You know, nobody's like, well, we must do this and we're gonna do this. You know, it's 100% effort from everyone in the band, and we all pitch in our ideas. We all write the songs, and it works quite well. You know.
What about stuff on your own? Because now, like you've done the program for us, you've got your own studio, you know, out in Surrey you're working. Have you ambitions to do solo projects at all?
Oh yeah, I think everybody has really. I mean, you're with bands yourself, you know, and there comes a time, I think, in everybody's career when you've got to think to yourself, well, OK, it's great leaning on the big, powerful shoulder of Quo, but what can I actually do individually, myself, you know? So I've started writing some stuff and, you know, doing some bits and pieces, and the beauty of it is I got my studio there, so I can take my time and, you know, I'm not hustled any money hustles about how much the studio's costing, and I can get into my own stuff and do it properly. But there's no great rush, you know. There's still an awful lot to be done with Quo yet. I mean, we've still got targets to go for yet, and which we're still going to go for, you know.
Yeah. Well, Quo and yourself giving a lot of people a lot of enjoyment. Are you happy?
Yeah. What, with the band?
Yeah, and with everything.
Oh, yeah, very much so, yeah.
Great. Well, I hope it continues.
Thank
come
you.
back again on the next series.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure having you along.
And here we are again. Mr. Oh, the... Here we have now a rare example of one of Rick's most beautiful musical concoctions. Here Rick now plays with those extraordinary, I can only describe as rare garbs. And here he is now to play Catherine Howard. I'm just interested in this reggae that I can't actually get together.
Ah, listen, haven't we got the Clmarons on, though?
Oh, right.
Well, we might as well go around the...
Well, absolutely. Around the program, forget it. Yeah. Bless them.
The beginning, there was the word, and the word is Jah Almighty. Took upon his head flesh to give unto I and I. To I and I life. He give unto I and I peace. He give unto I and I strength. He give unto I feelings to love. Oh Jah, oh Jah, oh Jah. To I and I, he give unto I and I peace. He give unto I and I strength to survive in this situation. Oh Jah, feelings to love. Oh Jah, oh Jah, oh Jah. To I and I, he give unto I, oh yeah. He give unto I life, wisdom and understanding, yeah. He give unto I healings to love. Oh Jah, oh Jah, oh Jah.
This song just simply has to be sung. Can anybody let me? Don't play as I learn. You can go to Marlborough County or join the senior circus. Take a walk down Park Drive. Come on. Wander through the woodbine. Say hi to Lambert's Park. Meet Winston. I can't think of anything, son. This song just has to be sung. And anybody let me John plays Iron Blood. Look at Prophet's king side. It's come on, don't be mischievous. You can go to San Moritz with Uncle Pete Stuyvesant. But always keep your Bristols in Salem or in Kent. This song just has to be sung. Can anybody lend me John Blair's Iron Road? Poetic sounding names on every single brand. If I could find some Walter Raleigh, I would kick him in the gland. Oh. This song just simply has to be sung. This song just has to be sung. This song just has to be sung. Can anybody lend me?
Our next guest is somebody who we are really honoured to have, and that's Noble. Everybody here is very excited, and I hope he is as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric Burdon.
She's such a thriller, #1 killer in town. She'll make love to you. She'll turn you right upside down, yeah. Just when you think you've gone and reached the end, you love her loud and your heart stops again. She's captured your soul. Little girls got control of your mind, yeah. Now, baby, heart attack, she's coming back. Steal your poor heart away. Heart attack, cardiac, yeah. She's the one who made you pay, yeah. Such a sweet sickness, that little woman is so wicked and wild, yeah. She looks like an angel, but she's got the soul of a dark devil giant. Just when you think you're gonna reach the end, you look around and your heart stops again. She's captured your soul. Little girls got control of your mind. Look out, baby. She's a heart attack. She's coming back. You steal your poor heart away. because the devil always got away. Yeah, love. Heart attack, she's coming back.
Eric Burdon, Alvin Lee, after the break.
Here's one of my favorite Elvis Presley songs called Trying to Get to You. Been trying over mountains, even through the valleys too. Yeah. I've been traveling night and day, running all the way, baby, trying to get to you. Now when I read your loving letter, I started out right away, yeah. When my way was darkest night, Lord above would shine as bright as light. When I was trying to get to you, Lord. To get to you, baby, baby, baby. In spite of all that I've been through, when my way was dark at night, Lord above would shine as bright as light. When I was trying to get to you, yeah. To get to your body, in a round body. It was a thought that kept me going. That's what got me through. Yes. When my way was dark at night, Lord above would shine as bright as light when I was trying to get to you, oh baby. Now I'm standing in this phone box on a lonely desert highway, 25 cents to get to you, yeah. Shine as bright as light when I was trying to get to you, baby, baby, baby. Well, I've been traveling over my road. Yeah, hold on, baby.
How do you feel about like a few months ago with House of the Rising Sun back in the charts?
Still waiting for the royalty check.
What, from the first time round or this time round?
The first time round. I mean, not the first time round, but the first time round.
When was it recorded the first time?
60. Josh White, 1920.
Yeah.
I don't
but
know.
I'm talking about the Animals version.
Yeah.
It was done in 60, what, 63?
65, 64. I'm not quite sure.
And how did it come about?
It must have been 64 because we were in London.
How did it come about you did that?
We were on a Chuck Berry tour, and everybody on the Chuck Berry tour was trying to out-rock the master. It's like, let's, we're on this tour, and the rock and roll thing is basically like there's aggression and power. And I thought the best thing to do was to do the opposite of what Berry was doing, or what everybody else would be doing behind Chuck, and that was to find a song that was like melodic and it's slow enough in tempo to be different from dang 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 dang. And House of the Rising Sun, sort of.
And you found it? You found the song?
Well, I'd been singing it for a long time before I heard the Bob Dylan researched version.
Do you feel sort of I was going to say animosity, but any animosity against Rising Sun being a massive hit again?
I can only measure music or my musical experience by what the audience give back to me. And as long as people want to hear that song and they want to hear me singing it, and as long as people remember me by something no matter what it is, it happens to be that song.
Do you get asked for it? Do you get shouted? I mean, I get the thing when I go on stage, I get people shouting out yes numbers. Do you get the same with Animal things? People like shouting out to do things?
No, they don't shout so much for House of the Rising Sun as they do for things like Sky Party, San Francisco. No, it's very much a feeling thing. It's like I know that if I walk off stage most nights, in most countries, in most gigs, without singing that song, that people would feel cheated.
Very, very briefly, I wanted to ask you, I mean, Layla's just been a big hit again over here for Eric, the other Eric, Mr. Clapton. House of Rising Sun again for you. I mean, I've got my own feeling as to why this music's coming round again and going back in the charts. What do you think is the reason for that?
Time and space. And time and space dictates what we do and where we live and how we live. And time and space is dictated in the music business that it's not just a generation thing, and we shouldn't be so hung up on rock and roll being a youthful thing. After all, Muddy Waters is 125. Chuck Berry's
going on 126.
Whatever. Yeah. And they're still up there doing it, and people, whatever, you're just still listening.
Is there another track of anybody else's, or an Animal track, or of your own, that you would think would come in the next 10 years?
Well, my personal vote goes for Louie Louie by the Kingsmen. I think that's a rock and roll single of all time.
Well, we'll try and get the Kingsmen on for the next time round.
Yeah, that could be great.
I didn't actually realise you came from Newcastle. Why is it that Newcastle can produce like a singer such as yourself and such a lousy football team?
Yeah, well, like Texas, one players to get out. You know, I mean, the only thing about being good, about being, you know, your Texas background being something of a benefit is that from the minute you were born, you realize that, yeah, get out. Get out of it, or get out of that place. I don't know.
No, seriously, I can't say a lot. I mean, I'm a Brentford supporter, but David.
No, well, you're touching on the subject of footballers and athletics in general. I think that we suffer, and we suffered in our business up front. What they're suffering now is that the local field has gone out of competition.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Professionalism of the business and the buying of talent rather than the earning of talent or the gaining of it is sort of like put it into the shape that it's in today, I think.
I'm not harping on Newcastle because I do love Newcastle dearly. City Hall, favourite place to play, but maybe the Arts Council who give the Newcastle City Hall Temperance Dramatic Society £5,000 a year or whatever to put on their drama things, and yet for young musicians who have got a lot of new talent and things to offer, you know, give them nothing at all.
Well, because in a way, I'm grateful that it's still the same as it was, because that's what rock and roll was designed for, was to overcome all problems. PA systems, rock and roll PA systems are designed to blitz a farmer's field or a football ground into a hall of music. That's what it is when you arrive there. An open-air gig, an open-air festival is done in a farmer's field or in a football stadium or in a baseball stadium. We've got everything but the right place to play in for ourselves.
The sad thing is that it took you away, and I think, as a personal thing, that rock and roll and music in general suffers because of the fact that it has sent people away, and people like yourself. And I'm actually seriously very knocked out that you came along and played. I enjoyed playing with you. I know the rest of the lads did, and hope you did as well.
For sure.
And I just hope that whatever happens in the next 10 years for other young rock and rollers, that maybe they don't have to go too far away from us, because it's a bit smashing to have you back.
Rick, very good time. It was really nice. It was really fun. Appreciate it.
Make it up for cash.
All right.